Okay, so it has been a while since the last video. I apologize for that. Life has been a little crazy. And anyway, sorry. But with the studio before, I put the camera up there. That way I could view the room where it's the electric piano, bunch of drum stuff in here. Yeah, it's a mess. There's a lot of stuff. There's one of my bass rigs back there. Little jazz rig right there. Anyway, the plan was for recording here, but everything is ran. I have a couple of snakes in here for those that haven't watched the other videos, and everything in here can plug in. Got right there. Use that camera, and I can view it on the screen here. And I have the talkback mic right there, so I can talk to anybody that's in there through their in-ears. But the problem is I can't get the camera to work, and I think I figured out why. So there's this magic number that I've read about, and talking with some of the IT guys I work with, 16 feet is the magic number for a camera to work on a USB extension that comes to the computer. And I am at 20 feet. I have the USB, it goes from the back of the computer down into the wall. I have wall jacks set up all through the wall that come in through the closet here. And I have the cable up through the, attached to the wall. I just put some 3M hooks up there for now just to hold it in place until it was more permanent and working, but it doesn't work. But what's crazy is you can charge a cell phone off that USB, but you can't power the camera. So that's something that I have to fix and get figured out, or change the camera that it is so I can view and hear while there's recording. Excuse me. Another thing, we got the marimba there. For any marimba players, oh yeah, Majestic student model, Padauk bars, 4.3 octave. Works out pretty good. My son is a percussionist at Valparaiso University, actually. He's a classical symphonic percussionist, does pretty good. Anyway, back to this. Back to the important stuff. Help the kids. But, so, again, for those who haven't watched previous videos, sorry I got a mess up here. I'm getting ready to go on vacation, go out of town, so I'm cleaning up some stuff. This, as far as recording, is my personal, this is just me. If anything going through here, if I'm working on music for any project I'm doing, this is just me. I have my my baseboard that goes into here. I do play guitar occasionally, and I will run the MX5 into that. But anyway, like I said, this is just for me, so this is not part of the whole room setup. This is when I don't want to do everything and I'm just practicing. That way I can also record something, record a track, take the SD card, email it off to somebody or something. I can do that on this as well, but this is just, like I said, this is quick reference stuff. This isn't for any final recording. What you can do on this, this is an awesome machine. It's the DP32. You can only get them used now. It is great to have one. You can still get the DP24. The big difference in them was you get more mono tracks on the 24. You just get more stereo tracks on the 32. But anyway, so the way this is set up right now, through the Studio One with the room and everything, to the Studio Live mixer here. I'm going to raise my seat up because I'm tired of standing. This is basically being used just as an interface itself. So any fader control does not control anything on Studio One. That is not how I originally set this mixer up. I've had this mixer about 1.5 years now. The first time I set it up, and I can't remember because it's been a while. I can't remember exactly. I believe it was using the UCnet. I believe it was using that to control, because I don't think... Correct, because now these controls do not mess with anything on Studio One. So I can't remember how I had that set up. But anyway, that is what I'm going back to. So this is basically just being used as an interface. Everything plugs in. I set all of the auxiliaries that go into the recording room for anyone's in-ears. And, I set everyone's own setup up, whatever. Well, no one's set up right now, so just one mix. So that is set up, but as far as any input coming into this, the main mix is what comes out basically as an interface into Studio One. I liked that. It was nice. It was simple. I think that was more of a crutch that I had from always doing live work and not much studio recording where I was doing the recording. So I am changing that. I got to look back in the book. Actually, I believe there's a couple really good YouTube videos that explained how to set that up, because I can't remember exactly what it was. Basically set it up where I have all my DAW controls on this. This is more integrated into Studio One, where, when you're doing any final mixing, I move the fader here is working and all that. But I think I liked that a lot better. That way I'm not coming over here doing something and being like, oh, wait, do I need to do that here? Do I need to do that here? Anyway, that is what I am going to change. I won't do it. Maybe next weekend I will start getting that set back up. Like I said, it has been very busy in life, and now I'm going on vacation. So, but anyway, sorry it's been so long for the video. If any of you have any ideas or tips with this, I do have to get my router mounted. Oh, one other thing. I did have a problem. I do have another power conditioner that I'm getting, because right now I just use that's the power conditioner I use with my live bass rig or guitar rig. But I do have everything's plugged into that. You don't have a power conditioner, you need to get one. That's all I'm saying about that. I've always been a firm believer in them, but I do have to I'm going to get another one to permanently mount up with my stuff here. But anyway, everything was plugged into that power conditioner, and I kept getting a hum. I did not know where that hum was coming from. I couldn't find it for the life of me. All over the place, and I figured it out. I figured out the problem, and it was, let's see if I can even see it back here. I got one of these. That's a little box right there. It's from the 3.5 mil headphone jack that comes out, because that comes out and it runs into these, which was what gives me any sound from the computer. If I have to learn a song or something, I'm listening to it, I can have headphones play along with it. But because I'm not sure if that was because that was linking up to this and the USBs of the computer go into this, but everything's on the same power conditioner, so I never understood why I had that problem. But I bought one of them little filters. It was like a hum eliminating filter that worked off that headphone jack, that eliminated all the noise. That was it. It was crazy because power wise, it was just the way something else was plugged in, talking to each other. Once I put that in, everything is silent as can be. I mean, it was enough to where, well, like you can see this moving right now because I'm talking and I have a mic up there. It's muted, but you could actually see that moving. The hum was so loud, I couldn't believe it, but that's what it ended up being. So that is solved, that is fixed. I'm going to switch this back to the UC net for DAW control. And the next video regarding the studio here will probably be with that being finally set up. And hopefully I have the camera figured out by then. But otherwise, until then, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.